Welcome everyone to Soul Talk, where we talk about Star Citizen with the Star Citizen community, and the points don't matter. Yes, I'm doing an old joke over again, so you didn't hear it the first time. I'm going to say welcome to Griffin because he got on me for not welcoming him. Welcome,
Well,
Griffin. How
see,
you
well,
doing?
see, you should have said that because we had to start over. They would have never known because they didn't hear you.
I own
It's
up to my
okay.
mistakes because they
It's
can see
okay.
on my expression how exasperated I am, so they'll want to know what's up. How are you
Yep,
doing, Griff?
I'm doing pretty good. I have to say, pretty good.
I'm going to bring down face to face and parking space. My Discord window is not long enough to drag you all the way down, so I might have to right click. Oh, you got him. Thank you. Welcome face to face. Welcome parking space. How are you doing?
Okay.
Hey, all right. We doing good on
Okay.
On what?
on
Oh,
Silent Talk.
Yeah, that was a whole exhilarating 5 minutes of
Mhm.
me trying to work out what was
Yeah.
going on, right?
We can see your lips moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
See,
ooh, how are you doing? Hey, it's Nick. How are you doing? Welcome to Soul Talk. Uh, let's see what I have here. Oh, yes, I wanted to talk about this stuff before we get started. Hope you guys had a good week. I don't know if you guys know, but this week we had Amazon Prime Day. Wanted to discuss that a little bit. Did anyone buy anything for Amazon Prime Day this week?
yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
want to talk about what you got?
No. I
say,
shouldn't have spent money at all.
say that again, Fist.
I shouldn't have spent money at all, but you know, it goes a sale. Oh, I gotta spend money. You know.
You get anything
Uh,
pops?
we just we just picked up some, audio cable, uh, stuff like that because we've been moving things around in the studio and new motherboard, things like that. So,
Well, the reason why I say we should spend money because I realized we move stuff around, and I had this burden that's audio cables. Realized I had two
yeah,
cables already.
yeah.
That's the reason why. But it's all good.
Well, how about you, Griffin? Did you get anything for Prime Day?
I actually looked at a 34-inch widescreen that I gave
Oh,
great consideration to, and then I talked myself out of it, and then I saw a video that made me regret it. So it was the price was normally $329, no $349. No, it wasn't. It was
Was
400.
it
I'm
ultra
sorry.
wide or just
I'm sorry.
normal
Ultra wide. Ultra
ultra
wide.
wide?
It was 400,
mhm.
and then it went up back up to six something. So I'm kind of regretting
Ooh,
it now that I
which
didn't go ahead and do it. But
is it
I it was
Samsung or someone else?
it was a Samsung, and it would have been very spontaneous. So I'll have to eat that for now. I kept vacillating between whether I wanted to go from 2K to 4K, and I should have went on ahead and just did it, but I didn't. It was 1 millisecond on speed, and it was 144 hertz, so it would have been a really good deal. But que sera, sera.
Yeah, I recently got. Well, I bought one monitor in February, then I got another one in May, because I was having trouble with my graphics card with the old monitor I had playing as a second monitor. So I didn't go. I well, that's not true. I want to say I bought some lingerie for myself because I wanted to feel pretty, and I like to feel pretty. I like the way it feels on my skin. Hashtag I feel
Wait,
pretty.
what?
I'm joking. No, I didn't get anything
Okay.
for Amazon Prime Day this year because
Okay.
I'm broke 'cause after getting two monitors.
All right. Okay. I was just messing, man.
Vince forgot it. Vince forgot it. Uh, so that's it for Amazon. Also this week is Steam Summer Sale. That started. We're getting hit with all these sales.
Wow, they really put Cyberpunk on sale
Oh,
already?
already?
That's what it says. Yeah,
Holy crap. Mm.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. What is it? No, well, what's it on sale for? What, $49 maybe, something like
It's
that? What is it?
41. Well,
40,
4019.
40.
I have it on
40,
screen.
$40,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah, I know.
No
I'm
one's
I'm
interested.
still like, man, I'm not doing it. But usually games like that don't go on sale for at least 2 years after they've been released.
A
It
major
depends on the
patch
game.
coming out. Yeah, they've got a major patch coming out. I don't know if it came out yet, but there's supposed to be a major patch coming out for it, so we'll see.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm always trying to look for like a sub, like a $4.99 or sub $5, below $5 deal. Everything I really want is $9.99 or $9.95 or just just above my threshold of getting stuff.
Mm.
What was it? 5 years ago, I bought all of the old Star Wars games in one big pack. It was like I want to say $80 or something like that, but it came in like 17 games.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's cool, man.
So
I'll,
I
I'll,
was a
I'll
big.
break your heart. I'll break your heart. About a year ago, 2 years ago, they did the package, and it went for like 24,
mm.
something like that. It was super low. It was super low.
Yeah,
In
I
fact,
said
I'm
$80, but it might have been cheaper. But I forget how much it was. But it had a
no,
whole
but
lot of
back
Star Wars
then,
games.
yeah, right. Back then, it still would have been a great deal. I mean, if you get all the franchise stuff that Lucasfilm put out, that would have been a good deal. I'm playing Empire at War now, in fact, because I'm finally getting a chance to go back and start monkeying around with some of the old franchise games that I never played.
So face to face, are you getting anything for the Steam Summer Sale, or are you out from Invictus Week and Prime?
I have to really take a look at it. I haven't really been paying attention, just trying to get my computer set back up. But if something like Rad Rogers comes up on sale, I guess I would maybe scoop that one up. I kind of like a little platform game,
What
2D.
what, what name was it again?
Rad Rogers.
Brad Rogers. Okay. How about you, Pops?
No, no, nothing really. I mean, I was thinking about Cyberpunk for a while, but I keep seeing these major patches and then the disappointments and things like that. Uh, I just don't really feel like playing something that's gonna, you know, have all these problems in it.
Well, I have the Xbox Game Pass, and I started playing uh, Dark Alliance,
Mm.
and I played it. I gave it one try for like 5 minutes and maybe motion sick, so I stopped and played and waited 24 hours and tried again. And I ran into an issue where I was trying to get some loot, and I had three potions, and I was trying to get out of this danger zone, danger area. And I tried to use the potion while walking, and it wouldn't let me use the potion, so I died. And I just like, okay, that's it for me.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's what I don't feel like putting up with.
Other than that, I'm waiting for the Forza Horizon in November.
Mm.
Oh, before I
Nice.
forget, last week I mistakenly forgot to mention Starfield. So let me switch to that real quick. We talked about it a little bit, but the trailer that I wanted to show, I'm gonna show the trailer. Let me share my screen on Discord real quick. There you go. You guys can join the stream so you can watch it live. And this is the trailer for Starfield.
At Bethesda Game Studios, we love to create experiences that, through art and technology, transport you. We've brought that to many worlds, but never to what's above us. When we look to the sky, we wonder if we're alone. What's out there? What our future holds? In some ways, since every element in each of us is from the stars, we want to return. Starfield is our first new universe in over 25 years. It's a game we've dreamt of playing. And it's only now that we have the hardware, the technology, and the experience to push our creative boundaries even further. In it, we invite you to join Constellation, the last group of space explorers. It's a next-generation role-playing game where you'll be who you want, go where you want, experience our stories, and forge your own. More than that, Starfield's about hope, our shared humanity, and searching for the answers to life's greatest mystery. We have a lot to share. For the first time, we'll provide an inside look at the inspiration and process behind Starfield. We hope you'll join Constellation and go with us on the journey as we craft our next epic.
All right, so I wanted to show that before we continue on. We talked about it, Starfield a little bit last week, but that trailer gives us a bit more, well, not much, but a bit more information about the game. And you know, it's their first one, the first new IP in 25 years, and I think they've been working on it for like 10 years, almost about as long as Star Citizen. I forget where I heard that, but I think that's the case. Does if Pop, does this trailer make you more interested or less interested in Starfield?
Uh, well, from when I first saw it, I was interested. So this does help. And one thing I really enjoy about this one is I think this is the first time I've got a chance to listen to the music in it. And, sounds pretty good. The soundtrack.
Well, I'm not sure who the composer is, but I think he's been involved in
Yeah.
other Bethesda games. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. How about you, Vince? What do you think?
I am interested, but I'm still kind of like Ross said, Fallout 76.
Yeah, that's what.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. So yeah, because I'm like in the back of my mind, I'm like, you know. But you know, I don't want to hold that prejudice against them. Maybe this is, like I said again, a whole new engine. So I'm kind of like, all right, well, uh, maybe it'll be different experience. I mean, I love the point of fact that their storylines are just amazing, but you know,
Yeah,
it's kind of
I
like
think
on that fence.
I haven't had too much experience with Bethesda game. I have, like, I tried the Skyrim and the Oblivion, but it was too open world for me. I like a RPG that's a bit more linear, but maybe, I mean, that was back then. Maybe if I try it now, it'll be different because a lot of games are more open world now. How about you, Griffin? You're the one who recommended this link. What do you think?
Well, why don't you hit the Admiral out after him? He just came in.
Hey, Admiral, how are you doing?
I'm
Yeah.
doing pretty good. Thanks for having me. Yeah, like I just said in chat, you know, I've liked Bethesda games before. I mean, specifically Fallout like 4, and I think I played 3. And those were those games as RPGs were fantastic. I didn't play the 76 just because it looked a little bad, and I think people are kind of scared it might do the same thing. But yeah, I suggest if you haven't played Fallout, Fast Car to check it out.
I've looked at it. It didn't seem to be my bag. I forget what it was about the trailer that didn't really catch my eye, but it just didn't appeal to me. Maybe because it's more action based and more FPS based. I'm not sure. Yeah,
Well,
where
it's
am I
definitely a story based, you know, and I think that goes to play with, you know, all of them, is the ability to, you know, similar I think to maybe to Mass Effect, where you've got like you can have selections, and you know, I think which has the paramount kind of diagram of how to do an RPG, you know, with your selections, so you could make it like your individual story and all that stuff, even though it has a beginning chapter and an end chapter. I think that's my mistake. If I'm not getting this right for this game, let me know. But I think it's supposed to be like an RPG.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, if anyone else wants to join us, click on the Discord link below. You can come in and talk with us. Yeah, maybe I'll give Fallout 3 or 76. Which one do you recommend?
Do not play 76. Like
Okay,
Fallout.
3.
You know what? Play Fallout 4 because it's based in Boston.
Yeah.
Oh
4 is
yeah,
the one you do.
I remember that
Yeah,
one.
do
But
4.
like I said, what was that, Griffin? Sorry.
No, I said, yeah, do 4. I think you'd enjoy 4.
I'll take another look. Maybe something will catch my eye this time that didn't catch my eye last time. But yeah,
Don't,
I'll take a look.
don't expect don't think that Hyde Park and don't expect that Hyde Park and like Boston Common are too close together because everything is just squished in,
Right,
because they
right.
have to make room for everything. But they do have like you're like, oh my God, I'm on Boston Common. This looks, it's just having the names there is kind of cool in itself. Having a destroyed Bunker Hill monument that you get to go into, and it's just kind of fictionalized, so it's not like the real thing, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks. I'll check that out. Next up, we recently we just
Whoa, whoa,
got
whoa, 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 whoa! You forgot about me. I defaulted to Admiral. I didn't give up my complete comment.
you don't
No,
count
seriously.
Griffin.
Thanks,
No,
Griff.
what do you want to say,
I
Griffin?
appreciate it.
I know. No, seriously. We after the show we talked about this a little bit last week, and I said it's going to be interesting to see what Bethesda does. Most of the major game companies have produced these big games over the last 3-4 years, and there have been a lot of complications with them, from launch to content to whether games are ready. And I think it's interesting that Bethesda's moving into this genre of science fiction, where they've been into a lot of the post-apocalyptic and everything else, like you said, with Fallout. And then, of course, with them being picked up by Microsoft, there's going to be a lot of gambling on this. Earlier this year, during spring, they had reconfirmed that it was going to come out in 2021. Now it's been pushed back to 2022. Now, whether that's
Yeah, 11 and 11.
resonating from the fact that they know that they need to make sure that they do this right because it's their first time stepping into the genre. But I also find it interesting that we're wondering whether we'll see movement with Star Citizen in 2022, and whether or not Bethesda is calculating to put this out prior to Squadron 42, or whether it is to be in competition with Squadron 42. Definitely, like Admiral said, it'll be a single player RPG. It's not multiplayer or anything like that. Intriguing the way it looks, but it'll be interesting to see, how it lands in relation to Star Citizen and just the whole space genre thing. So we'll see what happens next year.
You know what? You bring up a point that I didn't occur to me until you mentioned it. Like 11/11, that's like a month after CitizenCon normally. But the year before, it was the week before CitizenCon. It was like because in 2019 we had it around Thanksgiving. So maybe they're trying to, like you said, do it before what they thought CitizenCon was going to be, but or maybe trying not to have too much competition with Star Citizen because they know they have CitizenCon and not cover.
Yeah, I mean, those are the two ways you can look at it, right? Do we put out something that avoids Squadron 42 because we don't know when that's going to launch? But is that something that Bethesda's doing, is getting ahead of the game? Or are they looking at it in a competitive way, like, when blockbuster movies come out and they all come out within a week or two of each other? I mean, are they looking to compete against Star Citizen? I'm not Star Citizen, Squadron 42. So, it'll be interesting to see how it unveils next year.
Yeah, Rama brings up the point, said no matter what happens in Starfield, it would be good for SD. And yeah, I can see that because I mean, a lot of these games, people want to say it's us or them or it's either or, but no, you can like Dark Knight. He plays the Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen, and so does Griffin and other people in the community. So I don't think it has to be competition. It could be good for Star Citizen. So yeah, good point.
If I
No,
have a
the
question for you,
question is good for Bethesda. That's what I'm talking about. The competition isn't among players. I'm talking about the industry. Bethesda has had a failure with this last few putouts they've put out. This has to work for them. They can't afford to have a game that flops. And that's why I'm saying, is it safer for them to release it outside of Star Citizen, where they're the only sci-fi genre that's dropping? Or is it going to be better for them to actually try to compete? And I'm talking about on a business level. I'm not referring to, the gamers, because the gamers are going to play,
Well, we'll
Griff,
see.
do you think they'll be able to, so if you played the other games that have created, they're pretty big into making stuff, whether it be multiple bases, making your own armor, weapons. Do you feel like you'll be able to make your own ship?
It's hard to say. Again, Bethesda's going to have to step up their game. And like Fastcart said, they've been working on this for a while, whatever it is, and they've kept it very secretive, very close to themselves. Even the teaser and then the trailer we saw at E3 showed very little, you know. But it gives you the impression that this is something that they're really, really putting some thought into. They even talked about the fact that we haven't went into a new world in 25 years. So I'm sure they're calculating. This isn't just something that they're going to see as something that's passe. Is my point. You know, I think it has to be something significant for them to be opening up, especially going into this genre of space stuff, because over the last decade, space games have become the thing again. And I think Bethesda wants to make their mark in it. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're right. It's good for everybody when they do. I'm just saying they're gambling a lot, because if this game doesn't deliver, then people are going to be questioning a well-established, studio like Bethesda. I don't know if they can afford to have that happen.
And Nick says it's a ship called the Constellation too. I don't think that's the ship is called Constellation. I think their organization is called Constellation. It's a joint Constellation. But yeah.
Yeah, but the irony of using the same name, yeah.
Yeah, they're using the same name. Oh, that's a good talk. I'm going to move on to last week's sneak peek. We normally get it on Friday, so we didn't get it in time for the show. So I want to ask people, according to this, I'm going to look at my file real quick. The headline or the subtitle was "Show Me the Way to a Brighter Day," pun intended. They're showing solar panels for I guess your bases, your homestead, and what have you. Kusanagi, what do you think of last week's sneak peek?
I guess I'll need those for my Tesla truck if I'm gonna use it in Star Citizen. So it should be enough juice. But I mean, I'm looking, looking forward to Outpost. To be honest, I don't think we'll be able to use them as spawning points right off the bat, but certainly just go out there and see NPCs working on them, and how long have we been going to these places that look like mining locations, or on Cruel 2, or where am I at right now? I'm on Lyria, and you can jump to these mining locations, but there's nothing going on there. So to think that they're actually making NPCs actually have working jobs and places that they actually live at while they're out on these planets is it's going to be pretty cool.
I turned myself up a little bit. Hopefully that's better. I might have to turn myself up again. Thank you. Pops, what do you think of the sneak peek? Any thoughts?
Oh man, yeah. Well, I don't know how I missed this, but yeah, this is good. I mean, I could see it opening up a lot of gameplay. Maybe if there's a way, if you want to hack into them, maybe if you're low on power, maybe if you want to sabotage them. So, possibilities with them.
Fist Face, how about you?
I am intrigued because I would like to know, maybe you guys know already, will they put in dams in the game? Will they put in windmills? Will they put in dams in the game?
Dams?
Dams.
You worried about dams and we ain't even got rivers yet, bro.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
Let's get the water. Let's get the water first, man.
Yeah, they talk about rivers. They talk about rivers.
I thought he said dance.
I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, because I thought about it. So I said, well, okay. When I saw this, I was like, well, okay. Well, are they going to put it in any other forms of energy? Windmills, dams. Which would be cool. Like you said,
I'm not too sure about hydroelectricity.
Yeah, hydroelectricity. I'm not sure yet in the future whether that would be even considered practical. Only because I would think that they would develop, like those solar panels there are not the solar panels we have today. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I'm thinking that whatever they develop by that time, water hydropower, whatever engines it would be, kind of obsolete. Interesting idea though.
I would see them going geothermal first before hydro.
Yeah, geothermal. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Okay.
They have geothermal now, and if that can be cheaper than going solar. But of course, you're using, that's for your heating and cooling, not necessarily the energy supply of your house.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
And this time I'm gonna purposely skip Griffin. No, I'm kidding. Griffin, what do you think?
No, I'm always like looking at stuff beyond, with the whole thing that Chris put stuff in the game, not for decoration or cosmetics, but if they put this much work into them, like Pop says, that there's something that's accessible and that we can use. So we know that initially everything's going to be set up around NPCs and getting the homesteads that way. My thing is whether or not these are going to be able to be produced and sold and bought for our personal homesteads, and the fact that they actually operate, the fact that they can be affected. If you've got a base as an organization, if someone comes in and destroys these panels, or even for your own home, what will it take to have them installed? And they seem to be pretty thorough about things like this, that they actually will operate. So I'm excited. I mean, the more stuff they put together like this, to me, the better. We always go back to Star Wars Galaxies, and man, the mining things, they worked. I mean, you planted them, they actually worked. I would hope that when you put energy units like this in next to your home, boom, that's how you get your juice and electricity for your house. And without them, you don't get the juice and electricity for your house.
Yeah.
There goes Griffin
Now,
again.
you
Talking
said-
about Star Wars Galaxies.
Griff, you just mentioned having them installed, and do you think that professions like not necessarily plumbers, but do you think like a cargo hauler could get a job to bring these to a outpost or a homestead, and then get paid for that, and maybe even like ensure that they're installed correctly, or bring a part to one that's not working right?
I mean, why not, right? I mean, obviously, delivery's got to happen in some way, whether it's done through a ship like the Pioneer or whether it's done, like you said, via cargo delivery. Whether there'll be manufacturers in the game that produce these that we buy them from, even if you're buying from NPC manufacturers, right?
Right.
How long it'll take before we can actually make stuff is way, way down the road, I'm sure. But even if it's a matter of just saying, here's an order of them that somebody, you put in for an order at your base, and I'm the guy who decides, you say, Griff, I need somebody who can deliver this thing. All I've got are fighter ships. I have no means of delivery. Okay, I'll pick them up. You pay me, I deliver them. Whether you're installing them or whether, like you said, there's someone who actually has a career like that. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity, Admiral. I mean, you raise a good point. It could go a zillion different ways. I just hope that whatever it is, it goes beyond being just cosmetic. You know what I mean?
Right.
That there is use, and like you said, whether it's installation or the use to your home, whatever it is.
I know Griffin is going to get the Origin solar panel just because. And also, I think if I order some solar panel today from Geek Squad, it'll probably be installed by 2951. That's how they normally take, right?
Could be.
Could
So,
be, right? Mm.
So we just got I just got a concierge email like an hour ago, this week. So just today. So I don't have it on here, but oops, I don't think I have it on here. But basically, they're saying that they extended the sale for the Scorpius, the Starlifter, and the Tumble Nova. So you have like another week to get those. I don't know why they're extended it. It's been out for like a month now. Am I correct? Invictus Week.
Well,
Yeah,
It's not
just
a
about.
while.
Yeah, just
about that, yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So what do you guys think about why they're extending it for this long? Kusanagi, any ideas?
Mm.
I have no idea. I mean, of course it's to allow people the chance to get some more LTI with a new month of credit card capabilities. So, so yeah. I don't know.
Did you pick up any of these chips?
Of those, I already have an M2 from before. Of course, that was like multiple ships that eventually turned into the M2, but yeah, I haven't bought any of the ones. I don't know. Maybe I would get another ship just for the LTI, because things.
How about you, Fish? Did the sale being extended help you or make it worse for you, or instead of the end of your ship, or you already got everything that you want?
It's actually making it worse for me though, Fast Guard, because I'm sitting here like, oh my god, I thought the Tumble Nova and the Scorpius and well, I already have a Starlifter. I thought those were already, past us. So now it's like put right in front of my face again. I'm like, oh my god, like bye, 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 bye. It's like, oh
So wait,
no, please.
you already got them, and you want to buy them again?
No, I already have the Starlifter. It's the Nova, the tank, and the Scorpius. Because I know me and my dad, we bought one, but we then decided. I think we decided to CCU it up, right, Pops?
Yeah, to the Redeemer.
Yeah, to the Redeemer. So I'm like, now you see it in front of your face, just again, those
Which one?
flashing
Which
neon lights, the Scorpius and the Nova. So it's.
I love the Nova
Thanks.
tank. So
Thanks
Yeah,
nice.
it's
again.
cool. It is.
Well,
Yeah,
remember,
that's the thing.
remember, you'll always
Yeah,
be
those-
able to get these things in game using in game money. So
Yeah, of course.
anything you
But
buy is just to support the project.
you know it doesn't work like that. Fast Guard. You know it's like when you see
Hey,
something
that's
like
the
this.
standard disclaimer. I have to say it. Okay.
Yeah, it's that neon light. It's like that neon light that comes on at Krispy Kreme's hot. You just see it and you're like, oh, everybody just starts running into the door to go get one. No,
Dude, now I want to go get some Krispy Kreme. What?
See,
Don't do that.
exactly. You know that. You know it don't work.
I got a question. FC, is that, I'm just asking because I don't know. I remember that notice coming out. Is that available to everybody to buy, or is it just for people who are concierge? Okay, I want to make sure people understand, because maybe some people may be looking and wondering why they
Yeah,
can't
because
find
that's why
it.
they
So-
said Chairman Club News. That
Well, I'm
don't
saying for people who don't know, because we
don't
made
know,
it sound
yeah,
like
my
as if it
bad.
was available to everybody. Yeah, no problem.
Yes. Pops, you were talking with Fish, so do you agree, or you want to get some of these, or what do you think?
Well, first of all, I don't get it. Why? I don't get the big question why. Because I mean, if you're in concierge, I would think that that somebody else comes over to something. I would think you would have gotten the ships already, unless it's the only thing I can really think of. Maybe you had to make room on your credit card or something like that. I cannot understand the extension part right now. Maybe somebody has a good idea that I can't think of the reason why.
I mean,
that's the thing. Like what you
Yeah.
said, kind of what I was going at before. Like, if you bought like a big ship during Invictus, and you're like, well, I don't want to buy that because it's because I got my Javelin that I always wanted, so I'm not gonna buy. So then maybe, like Pop said, that's like the only reason I could think about spending another $200 or $400 on some more ships. Unless you're in like Indonesia or something like that,
Mhm.
diving for clams.
Mhm. Yeah, and you just came back, and you. I can't think of any reason why they.
Pops
extended
is
it.
like, check out these clams I got. They're amazing. Here's some pictures.
Griffin, are you picking up
Nope.
anything more, or you got everything
No,
that you want?
I have no idea. Let's keep it rolling. I got no idea what they're doing. No idea. Let's keep it going.
Keep it going. Okay then. All right. So next up we have last week SCL has some clips that Griffin dropped in. I'm gonna. I need to share my screen in Discord so you guys can hear it live. Let me do that real quick. Sorry about the delay. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to hide some of these windows, so or the overlay. So this is last week SCL. The first one is talking about crops.
As a follow-up, are there any plans for us to be able to grow crops on like a planet or moon?
Yes.
All right.
I cannot discuss any further, but yes.
Fair
definitely.
enough.
I'm gonna let that
As a
play
follow-up,
again.
are there any plans for us to be able to grow crops on like a planet or moon?
Yes.
All
I
right.
cannot discuss any further, but yes.
Fair
definitely.
enough.
All right, so crops, they say that we'll be able to grow them on a planet or a moon. Not just because before then we had the module for the Endeavor the bio
Mhm.
the farms. So this is good to people who want to grow stuff. Fish space. Are you gonna grow anything in game?
Of course. Of course, FC. Wink, wink. You know?
Are you gonna go the jade route?
Yeah, of course. You know, make a little something on the side here. You know, medicinal use, of course.
Medicinal, of course. Wink, wink. So you're gonna be a straight up hoodlum in the game. You're gonna be in jail all the time, trying to bust out.
Wait a minute. Who said that? I work well within the laws of the UEE.
How about you, Pop? You still in farming or anything?
Yeah, just wondering how it's going to work out on the moons, whether or not we'll get domes and things like that to put them in, just like we have on the Endeavor. Naturally, going to need water for those places that don't have water, things like that. I guess delivering them on a Starfare and things like that. Really interesting gameplay with it.
Kishnagi?
No, not really. I think I've heard people talking about, the medicinal uses of other types of vegetables or plants. But I do like the comment he made, Pops just made, of like domes, and it makes me think if you can make domes on a planet using that ship, that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, we haven't heard anything about that, but yeah, put like a module from Endeavor and put it on a planet. I could see them doing that down the line, but definitely not at launch. Griffin, you're the one who picked this video. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I was just really excited about. I mean, we've been throwing out some theory crafting about agriculture, whether it would be something that they would allow us to do. We've got a couple of locations on the moons where we have the horticulture bases, and they've got the little domes in the ground with them growing stuff. But the question was whether they would extend that to us. So it just brings another career on board, for those people who literally want to live on a moon or a planet. They don't really want to spend their time in space, but they want to be able to produce things there, whether it be for their org or whether it's for their own, private trade or whatever. Very cool. It just brings another dimension to the game and a good use for all those plots of land that people are going to buy. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, farming isn't going to be my thing. I have an Endeavor. I got the collider and a hanger module. I'm tempted to get another Endeavor so I can add 2 more modules so I can run everything at one time, but that'd be a whole lot of crew or people I have to invite over to operate all this stuff. I won't be able to handle 2 ships by myself. I can barely be able to handle 1, I think. But
You
yeah,
throw another set on that?
Say it again?
You're talking about 2 modules. Can't you throw 3 modules on that
Only
ship?
2. Only 2. It depends on the configuration. As far as we know now, it's like 2x1. It's like you put two 2x1 together, and most of the modules that we have now are 2x1. That
Okay.
makes sense.
I thought they made some bigger ones too, though. But that makes sense.
Well,
Yeah, it's
two by
the
two, 2x3.
configuration. Yeah, it depends on the configuration because some of them, like with the biodome, you can have 2 biodomes and 1 other one in front of it. I think the collider takes up 2 by itself. Like
no,
some of them,
takes up 1.
yeah. Was it 1 the collider? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
yeah,
2x1.
and then there's some where there's some like connect, like the hanger module connects to another one in a different way. So it just depends on the configuration.
Like you can put 2 biodomes together, so that'd be 4x2 together, but 2x1 is just 1 biodome. Here you go, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a handful with just that. Adding another Endeavor, I'm not. I'm afraid it'll turn the game into a chore or work rather than something I do for fun. So that's why I'm hesitant about that. All right, for the next one, they're going to talk about refining. So I'm gonna unmute this. Actually, I'm gonna stop this. Unmute and go to the next one. So refining.
Let's move on to refining. For refining, will this game loop be broken down into different steps of refining or different purities for the end product? Basically, why don't you give us a primer, I guess, would probably be most helpful. A primer on how we're expecting refining to work.
So basically, the ship refining will be drastically different to the station refinery, where you, on the station refinery, you bring in your materials, you wait for quite some time, and then you get the end product. For the ships, it is an active process. So the player that is basically running the refinery ship has to analyze the material that is coming in and then decide on the correct process, where the process could be probably, so imagine there's a scenario, the player had picked up minerals and metals, and has a refinery where there's a furnace, and the furnace will destroy the minerals, so that results in the loss of the minerals, but the metal would be refined and it would be of great quality. For the purities part, that's not something that we account for in our first iteration. We now go for more in a sense of if you are effective, you have less loss of material.
Let's move on to refining.
Okay.
So on refining.
Stop that. Put it on mute. Put it on loop. Okay, so refining Kusanagi. What are your thoughts?
Yes. All the above. I yield my time to the floor. No, because
Go ahead.
I really like it. I might end up just doing refining just because it's going to be, I think they're saying it's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be, it sounds like possibly more difficult than mining itself. But it's going to be, as long as your people are bringing you in minerals, you're going to be constantly working. You'd be moving the dials and doing all this stuff. I have no problem with that. It's you're trying to, get the best stuff you can for the group, for the org. So I think it's pretty cool.
Okay. Pops, any thoughts?
Yeah, I've been waiting for this ship to come around for a while. Hope it comes fairly soon. But I'm just wondering how many types of refinery ships are we going to get? We have different levels of mining ships. What do we have? Prospector, Mole, the Orion. So I'm just wondering how many different levels of refinery ships are we going to get?
Well, the refinery is the Orion is not only a miner. It's
Yeah,
also a refinery.
it's a refinery itself.
So I think we'll probably get some smaller ones, like maybe Prospector size.
Yeah.
That's just my guess.
Yeah.
GoMab asked, is refining actually going to be like smelting in WoW? I have to admit, I never played WoW, so I don't know about smelting in WoW. Either of you guys have experience in smelting in WoW?
No, I've never played WoW, so I couldn't tell you.
Smelting in WoW. Oh boy, it's been a long time. It's supposed to be, as far as I understand it, it's going to be like, if you've mined before in Star Citizen, you know that you've got to kind of keep, you have to stay in the green zone and all that stuff, so you don't accidentally break the rock or destroy the rock. And I think that's similar to, because smelting in WoW, that, if I just remember, you just kind of put it near something hot and you just literally cook it. It just automatically comes out, so it doesn't, I don't think it actually takes any effort. So yeah,
Okay.
but so this is you have to manage heat, you have to manage pressure, and just like you would at a normal refinery. So it should be difficult. It really should be. You can't just set 30 to go and then go to the bathroom, come back, and have that 30 be done.
Well, that's Evoline.
Well,
Yeah.
that too. You could go to you set your mining ship up and you just go to the bank and come back and the thing's still churning away. I never played Eve, but I played Eve for 2 days and that I was like, nope, I can't do it.
You can't do spreadsheet in space?
It's funny because I did a spreadsheet last night for Star Citizen, but I don't really want to go that route. But it might be a little bit.
Yeah, Gomab said you mine ore, you smelt it into bars, and then you use bars for crafting. That's just basic MMO mechanics. I did that in not Star Wars, Final Fantasy 11. So that's basically an MMO mechanic. So yeah, if it's, I guess they're applying MMO mechanics to in Star Citizen, but it's more complicated. Do you think it's
Yeah,
more
way more.
complicated than normal MMO mechanics based?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely. I think what he said was what you've got to kind of watch what process you do to what material, right? If I understood correctly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So seems like there's obviously you're gonna need to know. You're gonna have to have some knowledge of, you know, which process. Excuse me, sorry. Which process is going to be good for which material, and same way as you choose from when you go to the refinery, which process is good and what yields are going to come out from that process. I wonder if they're going to have possibly a mini game with it, you know,
Golf
or
swing!
something like
Bring
that.
back the golf swing for refining. People hate the golf swing.
Yeah, there you go, right? But
Griffin,
I don't know. I
Gomab.
mean, but yeah, I mean, as far as refining in general, for me, I mean, this is right up my alley. I'm a miner all day. So yeah, I mean, this is beautiful. This is money to my ears. You know,
Not music, but money to your ears.
money
Money
to
coming
my
from you.
exactly.
Griffin, you're the one who brought this up. So what are your thoughts?
I just thought it was promising. They compared the details of refining similar to what it would be with mining. Very hands-on. It's not going to be something that you just do and the process happens. I think Pops mentioned it, or Admiral did, that combination of monitoring temperatures, determining whether or not when you get a mineral, whether you refine toward a mineral or an ore, which is another factor. And they said that if you go one way, you lose the other one. So that's another factor. Yield, and then whatever the process is. And so just like with mining now, you have to really be paying attention to what you're doing. I'm not seeing a mini game in this, to be honest with you. Fist. I think they just like how mining's not a set of a mini game. I think it's really going to be about skill and understanding what it means to refine. And the better you are at doing it and paying attention, just like with mining now, I think refining is going to operate the same way. So, like you said, Fist, I'm kind of hyped about that because the level of intricacies that they're putting into this is, it's just like, before we started a refining ship is pulling up, getting the ore, turning it on, letting it do its thing while you're traveling back. But they're saying, no, it's going to be way more involved than that. So it's a good thing as far as I'm concerned.
I mean,
Which means I kind of think about. I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. Because it kind of makes me think about the NPCs that you hire to refine that ore.
Well, see,
You know.
remember what they say about NPCs. The rule
Mhm.
always is that NPCs are never as good as humans.
Exactly.
So if you want to use NPCs, expect lower yield, right?
Right.
Or greater loss of
Exactly.
your material. So for that type of stuff and for all that hard work, I'm not trying to get an NPC to do that. I mean, I'm the type of person that says NPCs are good for maybe turrets and maybe some other things, but for things that are going to maximize my output for revenue, I'm going to take a human being anytime over an NPC. That's just me.
You're not gonna have an
It's
NPC
not- yeah.
pilot your 600 or your.
I'm not trying to have no NPCs. That's you, Fast Card. You always want to talk about NPCs and stuff. I might throw some blades in to cover some stuff, but
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not
I
into
consider
that
Blades
whole.
and NPCs interchangeable. I know they're not or won't be in the game, but that's just in my head. They're kind of interchangeable because they serve the same purpose. That
Well, you see what Nick said, right? That's what I treat NPCs and blades for. If you on my ship and you die, then I'll plug a blade in to replace you. But that's about it for
Is
me.
that all?
I'd
Is
rather.
that all I'm good for? I'm just a replacement
No,
blade to
I'm
you.
just saying. If I'm short a turret gunner because one of my team members died, then yeah, it's great to be able to know that I can keep that turret active. But I'd rather the gameplay be based upon people, and that's just me. That's just me.
And I wanted to push back on one of the ideas saying that it's not a minigame. I have to disagree to a point. I think it is kind of a minigame because you do require skill. It's not something you just push a button, wait, and come back and it's done. You have to actually stay there and make sure the output is correct. So to me, it kind of is a minigame. It's just a different kind, not the typical minigame we see. You guys
If you equate mining as it is in game now as a mini game, then yes.
Right. Because you have to keep that bar within that
right.
zone, you know, so yeah, I mean,
But a mini game to me is something that you keep coming back to, and as long as you do the same thing, the variables don't change in it. I mean, it's just like once you know what the mini game is, you do it. I don't. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. I don't know. I just when I picture mini games, like you said, I'm picturing the golf swing. You know, I'm not picturing. I don't know. Maybe it is a mini game.
yeah,
I hear mini game.
I guess in a sense,
I
yeah.
just don't. Yeah, I just don't extend that far.
I hear mini
Yeah.
game and I think of the little games that RSI had, you know, like, oh, move the Apollo over here or go find the MSR or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
let me
how
re-
I equate to a mini game because mining is not particularly fun.
Yeah. Let me respond to something Gomab says. He says, Griff, in order to be able to do that, we would have to be able to swap components on ships while we're flying it. Gomab, they told us that, and they actually referenced this when they were talking about the Starfarer. They said you're going to have to trick out your ship based upon what it is you're going to go do. That the Starfarer will be customizable. That all those ships will be customizable based upon the work that you want to do on them. So that's again why I said that people have to know what they're doing. That career has to be someone who understands what it is and what you're going after. Right now, like ships like the Orion, I think will be capable of doing multiple things at once, where the Prospector, I think, is going to be limited, like the Mole will be limited. So we'll see. You know, right now, yeah, components are locked once we leave out, but they did say that you'll be able to customize those ships based upon what type of refining you want to do on them. So we'll see.
All right, so everyone
Now,
go on.
now,
Go ahead.
now I just wanted to ask a question. Do we or have we heard of who is going to be the manufacturer? Because I've heard that it's going to be an alien ship that's going to be the refinery ship. Is that true? Not true?
There's no
No.
manufacturer that dominates anything. They've made it
Yeah.
very clear that any manufacturer can produce anything. Even Origin could decide to put out a fighter ship. They're not locked into luxury because long time ago, Lando made this comment about how, you know, Ford, GMC, Mitsubishi, everybody produces all these. They may make airline engines. They may make this. You know what I mean? So they don't lock them in. Now, there is some lore around some people, like Argo, for example, is known for transportation, you know, and industrial stuff. That's kind of their theme. Does it mean that Argo can't produce a fighter or Argo can't produce a luxury ship? No, it doesn't. They said they would keep those options open. So I don't think, I know there's rumor about what the next, you know, refining ship may be, but, you know, they said there'd be multiple ships of everything. You know what I mean? Just like the salvaging ships, right? I mean, how many ships do you have from different people? Drake's got a salvaging ship. RSI has a salvaging ship. You know what I mean? So, or is it Aegis? Who makes the reclaimer? I've forgotten. Who makes the reclaimer? Is it Aegis?
I think it's Aegis, yeah.
Aegis, okay. You know, so there's no manufacturer that has the, you know, has the lobby on making scavenger ships. You know.
Well, that's like what I asked. That was the one question I asked Disco on the Bar Citizen. You know, because I brought up that specific point. I was like, you know, there's 4 companies right now that make mining ships. 4. You've got the Rock. You've got I think as an RSI, the Orion, Miss for the Prospector, and then Argo for the Mole.
Yep.
So I just was like, you know, are you going to have more, like, everything? You know, so maybe an alien will come in, you know, an alien ship. I think having a mining, and Fisk caught in this last time when we brought this up, is that if there was a mining ship like the new cargo ship that just came out, like he and I think a lot of people would just go buy it right now.
No reason why they wouldn't. No reason why they couldn't be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Xi'an have got a mine. They've got to do farming. You know,
They gotta
so
do
do
it
so do
all.
the Banu. I mean, yeah. I mean,
I'd be right there.
I
yeah,
could see a brand new industrial,
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
that's what I was.
Well, you know what? I would like to see but I doubt if they ever do that. But I mean, that's probably, I don't know how that would work in the game, but how did Van Duel do it? Because I'm reading the lore, they gather their resources and puts it in the paste, you know. Yeah.
well, you know what? Let's look at the next clip, Fast Cart, because there's something that everybody just touched on that they say in this next clip that I would like to
Okay.
get everybody's reaction to.
and the next clip is refueling vehicles. But I just want to say, Argo luxury ship. Griffin's gonna be all about that. I know.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh crap! What happened? There we go. Okay. Let me go to the next one. Unmute.
Ground vehicles. Are refueling ground vehicles ever going to be a thing? I mean, do they even need gas right now? I don't think so.
It's also like, I don't think they have a fuel right now, do they? So, but the good thing is, so once they would have, we could have a solution to that.
It's not a problem. Once we do this, I think we will have to see how docking between two land-based vehicles will work, because that influences this. But once they start having proper fuel, I don't think it's a problem of bringing your tanker, whatever, truck next to your friend's whatever tank, and starting a refuel process. We'll have to see, because a lot of this refueling work means standardization of fuel ports throughout. Right now, what was it? How many ships, Thorsten? Do you remember how?
No, it's but I think it's above 160. Is it?
Exactly, somewhere there. It's in the hundreds. By the time we get this, probably we'll have vehicles in the hundreds too. So,
ground vehicles.
Okay. Let me stop that. Mute and put it on loop. So, Griffin, you're the one who wanted to show this. I'm going to go to you first. I know it's out of order, but you're the one to
Sure.
the connection between this and the last one.
Yeah, no problem. But I want to say thanks to Lefty for the subscription,
Lefty,
for the
thank you.
1 month subscription. Thank you, Lefty. Appreciate that. Test Squadron, Best Squadron. What I was going to say was, if you guys noticed at the end of that, he asked him about how many ships do we have, and then he also said, and eventually we'll probably have that many vehicles too, which I thought was interesting. Long time ago, Ben Lesnick talked about the fact that they had, I want to say over 200 ships that they had thinking about. So there's a lot of room, not to mention ships and races that we don't even know anything about yet to come into the game. So I was kind of reflecting back on what Admiral Kusanagi and Fist were saying about, will there be these other manufactured ships that come from alien races? And I think it's pretty obvious that, yeah, that's going to happen. So much of the stuff that we're seeing right now, again, is still based upon Squadron 42. But, once we get past that, he just alluded to the fact that there'll be more ships and even more vehicles, which I was really surprised to hear them say, that there'll be even more vehicles than the ones that we have now.
Okay. Fist, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. I am. I mean, yeah, like I said again, I'm interested to see what's in the works for these things,
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's it, really. I'm short on that one,
Yeah, I'm interested go ahead.
Can I ask a question? Would that be a pain to you guys? Because right now, we never really think about the fact that our vehicles and stuff don't run out of fuel.
Well,
as far as I know of, right?
So,
to be honest,
no. I'm talking about vehicles, four-wheeled vehicles.
Okay. Yeah.
So, when do you think about that? Where all of a sudden now you actually have to be conscious about refueling them? Is that something you would think is cool, or you think it's one more thing I got to do now?
Not really for me. I mean, I don't know. I mean, because when I played GTA, I kind of put that realism mod in there, so where you had to go refuel.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool to me. For me, I don't mind it.
Pop, what do you thought?
Two parts. The refueling thing, maybe I'm hopeful that since they showed us the solar panels, maybe that would be a source of energy for ground vehicles. Uh, my other thought is since they're mentioning more vehicles, maybe something in a 18-wheeler style. You know, maybe if there's two bases and maybe they need to trade, you know, do deliveries between each other, you know,
So you say
vehicles
that, and
just for
you
that
say that, and
purpose.
I'm thinking like a whole E except for ground. A big
Yeah,
ass.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, a space 18 wheeler on the, you know, something really cool. Maybe it would be an alien ship or something like that. You know, to deliver, you know, between or maybe even if there's a mine and you need to bring it back to the base, or you know,
Mhm.
something like that. You know, kind of a back and forth kind of thing.
Ooh, can we drive it? I like that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. You know, you got to drive an 18-wheeler, so
This
you
would be
know,
like truck
you know.
simulator.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
say, Jack,
we're
you stole my thought just now. They bring Truck Simulator into Star Citizen. That's what you guys want,
yeah,
and I can see them
and
doing it too. I mean,
right, and
because
then you know,
we almost
mhm,
already have the tech, because we already have like the land vehicle. So
Right.
I don't think it'll be too much of a stretch to
Go
do
Map is probably like, oh my gosh, these
and
guys are
then
talking about cool stuff.
that.
where
And Chris
where
Roberts gonna put it down.
we'd have to have a ship that would be able to kind of make roads with it, you know, for the vehicles travel would
Papers.
be easier, maybe, you know, yeah,
Well, you know,
you know, not
well, you know, they said that they're putting roads in the game, pops. I don't know if you ever
Oh yeah,
heard
yeah,
that,
yeah. You're right.
no, I didn't
but
know
they
that.
are, yeah,
Okay,
they're going to put roads
yeah,
in. Yeah,
see,
absolutely.
okay, see a highway, you know, toll booth collected, all that.
Old Doc says,
Yeah.
"Why drive it? You can fly. You can literally well,
Uh,
like
Well, this
I
gonna be
mentioned a whole E, a whole D on the ground. You can't land a whole D or a whole C or a whole. You can't land the high level holes on the ground. So that's why we're talking
But then
about
we touch on something in the sense where like there's
Well,
gonna be certain planets where atmosphere where it
Yeah,
may not be
weather conditions, LDOC, are
right,
one of the main reasons why.
right.
right,
They're obviously, yeah, it's faster because we've talked about that even when it came to combat. But there will be situations where the winds are too much or sandstorms, whatever the case may be, where driving might be a better way to go. But
yeah,
you
like
know,
a
we'll see.
cave too. You won't be able to fly inside some caves.
Yeah,
out of
true.
cave,
Very true.
and
Very true.
that's why I kind of mentioned the solar panel. Because
Hmm.
you may not want to use your you know fuel from your spaceship when it would be a lot more cost effective. Just plug it in, get that electrical power, and you know keep
Yeah,
it
that'd be
going
kind of
back and
cool.
forth. Yeah, you
And
Kind of
know,
like
like
your own
it
Tesla, huh?
run off
yeah.
of
There
that.
you
Yeah.
go. There you go.
But okay, so I will say it'd be cool if it's like either that, what Pop said, or like maybe like a hydrogen fuel cell type thing that we know,
Mm-hmm.
they have now. So since we have hydrogen in the game already on our ships, maybe even like a quantum fuel cell. And then I think will some ships have like fuel scoops? Like depending on where you are, will you be able to kind of dig in the ground to refill your ship, or like maybe you have like some type of long distance rover? Like, do you think you could refill that way or something?
Mhm.
So, who knows?
Yeah.
I was just about to come to you, Kusanagi. Those are your thoughts.
It was a good spot because I wanted to just jump off on what he just said. So yeah, that's it. I want to see a lot more ships. I need a fuel. I need an ammo carrier for my ballista.
Oh,
Ooh, how about a trailer? Or you could just attach it to the back of your ballista.
Uh,
It'll
I
cost
don't want it.
it'll cost you $50 and it'll have LTI.
On that note,
Um,
on that note,
On that note, we'll move on to ISC. Thank you for putting up with my bad jokes. Alright, so this week at ISC talk about life among the clouds and Spring 21. So let's get that started. Oh, I need to share the screen again. My bad. At least I'm getting easier. At least I'm getting better at this. All right, there we go.
I felt goosebumps, so I don't know. I hope you feel the passion, not just from the audio team, but from everyone that poured a lot of work into this.
I wanted to pause real quick. Pay attention to the music, because Pedro did the music.
I hope music gives justice to the thousands of man hours that were put in this place.
It's just so much better than we ever hoped it would be when we started working on Crusader half a year ago.
Very, very different than what you'd see. You know, there's huge vistas to look at, these beautiful sunsets to look at, but also almost too perfect a world.
I guess the biggest reaction that we're trying to create is this insane sense of scale, and we really want to capture that sense of Orison just sprawling out into the distance.
I've seen our backers get excited about all kinds of tiny little details that you'd think, that doesn't really matter, but the first time I saw it for myself, it was beautiful.
I'll be honest, it'll only get better from here.
Things that give an environment character beyond just the architecture and the shape of it is things that are super important, like the dressing, the props that are placed around the foliage. A lot of it is about adding that human element in, because if you have no dressing, you've just got architecture, it feels very sterile and doesn't feel very real. So one way we try to add that character into a location is through what we call our graphic standards, which includes fonts and iconography and just style of lines and things. And those can be different between whole landing zones, but they could also be different within landing zones. Depending on it, it might be more industrial looking, it might be more habitational looking, or medical, for example. There's different ways you can do that.
One of the things that we talked about was tourism is a big part of your industry. You want to paint the pretty picture. You want to have the postcard shot. You consume through your eyes as you see what people are dressed like. What are the vendors wearing? What are they selling? What are they talking? The people that come up to you. What's the average person look like? Like that tells so much about an area. In this case, we kind of focused in on sort of this 1950s Americana, like the white picket fence, the perfect family unit, the Norman Rockwell sort of painting. Like, what is that sci-fi version of that? Even the guys wearing suits, it's like that traditional, well-dressed businessman of that era. And that kind of was our jumping off point. It's got a much different feel than a lot of the zones because of that.
Performance is one of the biggest challenges, especially for lighting. For lighting, we wanted to achieve a nice contrast between, kind of a friendly, welcoming mood for the commercial and tourism areas, and then at the same time, not an unwelcoming mood, but more of a functional, kind of high-tech workspace for the other industrial platforms. And then at the same time, we also want to add further contrast so that at daytime, it's very clean, it's very bright, and then at nighttime, you get a little bit more varied color palette. And because we want to have all of this light at nighttime, we have to take into account the level of detail that we expect, while also leaving enough room in the lighting budget for all of these lights, like one platform further away from you, 2 platforms, 3, and even further than that. So lighting is a big challenge.
Particularly one of my personal favourite bits with the butterflies and the fireflies that come out at night in the garden. They are absolutely stunning. It's one of those things you don't necessarily notice the little details consciously, but it just breathes so much life into an otherwise empty space. In the case of the platform thrusters, you've got to communicate why this platform is floating. You've got this massive platform, it's got to have some way of staying in the air. So the idea is that these thrusters are there to keep this platform in situ, otherwise you're just going to fall out of the sky and fall into the gas giant. So first for us, been a bit technically challenging, but I think it's going to be worth it.
The initial goal and reference point for generating clouds, like realistic looking clouds that are convincing for the player, or like for everybody, obviously, is always going to be Earth. But Art Direction wanted something less Earth-like and a bit more alien, if you will. And that was one of the bigger challenges.
I definitely know there's some visual artifacts that you can see sometimes in high contrast areas or in the distance and stuff. But I know that if it's not fixed by 3.14, that Carson and the team will definitely be able to work on those and improve those in the future.
I think it's great that the cloud tech is going out as it is, because it does look amazing. Everything that's going to have clouds will use this technology. Just from what is there already, it's so promising that we have no doubt it's going to be amazing once it's fully realized and deployed in the whole universe.
For the planet, we wanted to feel the more grandeur element of Crusader. It's a fantastic planet. I think the music is the first thing that makes you understand the culture and the tone of the place. The guidance I got from Darren when you land is that you wanted to feel as if you were looking at an eternal sunset or something like that. I mean, kind of like makes you go into the most human part of you. And for the industrial part, we wanted to make sure we felt the grandeur of the industrious mind of engineers that work there and construct all the beautiful ships that we have in the Star System. I certainly really way much more deeper than usual, even more deeper. I mean, I try to go deeper and deeper in everything I go, so hope you guys enjoy it.
Our next landing zone, Horizon, and the gas giant Crusader that sits beneath it represent the next major milestone for our planet tech, content, environment, engine, graphics, VFX teams, and more. And like each planet and moon before it, will continue to iterate and improve as subsequent technologies come online and further development progresses. And while it's a major component of the upcoming Alpha 3.14, there's more where that came from. Now, before we let you go for the quarter, let's take a moment to recap everything coming our way in the patch report.
All right. So that's it for the OS. I'm gonna put that on loop and mute it real quick. Let's go with Fist. Oh, well, Lefty, I see a timestamp. We'll come to that after we talk to the people in Discord. Fist, what are your thoughts?
I definitely have to give a shout out to Pedro.
Yes.
Beautiful job on the music. For me, I am wondering if I can go buy me a net from one of the, like, fly catching net from one of the stores at Orison and go catch me some butterflies and fireflies so I can put them on my homestead. Kind of weird like that. I don't know. I'm just saying. The little inner kid came out of me when I saw that. Apologies.
No problem, no problem. Pops, what are your thoughts?
I'm just wondering. Okay, I know it has the thrusters on the platforms. Just wondering, would it affect weather? Maybe even if there's some type of attack, maybe if those platforms will have some sway to them from time to time. No.
I don't know if there's weather on this planet. You'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering what that thing was. That's the doll of the whale that they have. Okay, I was wondering what it, I could see that coming as a merchandise, folks.
Yes.
New Pico. Kusanagi, what are your thoughts?
I would buy the whale. Sure. Yes. Good whale. It looks fantastic. It really does. Like I thought like Microtech was like my go-to place. Like, oh, I'm gonna have a condo here. I mean, it'd be nice, but I love this location. This is what I'm looking forward to. Like this rock thing here on the screen. If I could like have something like that at my house, like just dig a hole into a rock and then put some light inside of it. Oh my god, it looks so good. The artists here are just like really good. I really
so
think
you want
that
a pet rock is what I'm hearing.
a pet rock, yeah.
Pet rock.
I just thought the way they do the architecture, the landscaping, it's like if I know there are people just pulling out some things on the internet, but I swear that some of these people don't have like an architectural background. I'd be shocked. They just make some fantastic work, and this place highlights it. And this is a gift to us, but it really is a big showpiece for what these people are doing for the community. Because it could not look like this, and they could just put a stamp on it and say done, and people would accept it. But this is really like a present to us, really, to be to be at this high level of quality and fidelity. It's fantastic.
I
And
agree.
they got the fire tech going on too there.
Don't push me in there. I got your number.
Griffin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was listening to what Admiral was saying, and I was just thinking about how back in the day, how so much of this stuff would have been placeholders, stuff that just wasn't functional at all.
Right.
But man, all the signage, everything there is operating in some form. I love the fountain, which is pretty cool to me. The fact that they're getting the whole water tech together even more. I'm also surprised that what they showed us in Gray Box, they didn't vary too much from it. They were really pretty on spot with the Gray Box that they showed us a few weeks ago. So it's kind of cool to see that that they've kind of, just everything just kind of translated over. It's like we're just seeing what we saw in Gray Box, but in color. So I was really impressed with that. And then definitely, the fact that CIG is going to have to try to build a distinct look for every location is going to be a monumental task. Yeah, each one of these planets have a distinct look right now, but I'm really curious to see, clothing here, clothing in Pyro, clothing in Terra, clothing in Gauss, whatever, just the fact that they're going to have to remain very imaginative and at the same time tie things into lore. But the fact that they're going to take on that challenge that, if I see you wearing a certain item, I can identify the fact that you've been to a certain place. I may even ask you, dude, I've never seen that jacket before. Where'd you get it? And you'll tell me, well, it was on this particular planet at this location. I'm really looking forward to the creativity because, like Admiral said, they're doing some amazing design work here, and we're just still at the beginning. So this kind of wraps up the completion of Stanton too, which is another big milestone for us, when it comes to our landing zone. So I'm pretty excited about it.
And not only wrapped up, they're gonna continue iterating on it too. But we've heard that before with Star Marine and Arena Commander, but I believe they'll do it this time for Origin. My first thought is the music. Mwah! I got to give a shout out to Pedro for that. The guy said that they're working on postcard shots, and I could definitely see that. The butterflies and fireflies, like Fish said, those are amazing. I'm hoping that they'll apply that to other planets as well. I've seen a whole lot of wallpaper background in this ILC. Like I can take a screenshot and just put it on my monitor because a lot of this stuff is so beautiful. And once again, the music. I got to say music again. Okay, yeah. Lefty said something about 140 and 320. I'm gonna go to those timestamps. I think he's talking about. Oh, you can't see my mouse, but I think he's talking about that ship on the upper left. What was your question? He said right after at night, 420. Do you see that giant ship? I think that's the isn't that might be the transport ship, isn't it? Let me go to 140 or 320. What do you guys think?
I have to see it again.
I saw the transport ship.
Yeah, 320, right? Oh, okay. I see it at the upper left. I'm gonna pause.
Wait a
Give it
minute.
moment.
Is that
Yeah.
moving though? Or is that just a panel? Or is that just
I'm not sure. Is that a ship or is that a platform? I can't
right?
tell.
Because I'm not sure if that's moving or
Alright, that
not.
might be
It
a
just seems
platform.
like
You're
all the
right.
panning.
I can't
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah, that looked like a platform to me, Lefty. You still there? It's
It's
not
a
a train.
refinery ship.
Well, DK says
He
it's
says look at the
moving.
night shot at 420-ish. Night shot at 420, he says.
20. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Could be.
I mean, it's possible. You know.
Oh, it's on the left side again. It's on the left side by the statue thing. Well, not beside the statue, but it's on the left side. Let me activate my mouse on XSplit so I can show it to you guys. But hopefully you guys see it. After that, next shot. It's not this one. It's the next shot.
He says like 427.
427. Okay. Oh, there.
Oh yeah, he's right. It
It's
is.
moving.
Oh yeah, it sure is.
He's right.
See, it's a refinery ship.
Oh my
It
gosh.
could still be a platform, but it just could be a moving platform.
Yeah, you're right. That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is booking. You're right.
We'll see.
I'm not,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what to make
It's
of that.
big. It is big.
Yeah, the Dark Knight is, what is that? We'll find out when we get there. That's one of the questions that we'll be answering and asking and stuff like that. So,
DK,
looking
that's
forward
the
to
new Starliner.
yeah, I don't think it's a Starliner, but it's interesting. Or maybe that's for the real sighting. Oh, that's a good point, Kuno.
You know
Yeah,
what?
that's a
He
good
might
point.
be
It could be
right.
the tour, because it didn't mention that. Yeah. We're just speculating at this point. It could be anything. What do you think it is, Griff?
I'm going to speculate that we need to get to the other half of this video. Because we only half done. And there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about in the other half. That's the reason why I'm saying it, though.
Yeah, I love this part. I love the origin part. But yeah, you're right. Let's go to. Oh.
By the way, the cloud tech looks amazing. That's the other thing too. The cloud tech looks amazing.
Amazing job.
Bringing up the
Saw the fabled Orizon, city amongst the clouds and dream of star citizens everywhere, makes its long-awaited debut riding high on the gas giant Crusader in Alpha 314. Now, like Microtech and Lorville before it, it will continue to expand in subsequent patches with the addition of hospitals, the Crusader showroom, whale-watching tours, and more. Additionally, this first version of Crusader boasts another new feature for Alpha 314, our initial implementation of planetary volumetric clouds, which builds off previous work from our stellar gas clouds and begins the process of expanding that tech across the entire surface of a planet or a moon. Now, while still in active development and not yet final, the work continues beyond Alpha 314 with SDF occlusion to help alleviate graphical artifacting, the addition of local VFX work, and a refinement to overall process that will improve an already amazing quality seen here in subsequent patches. On the gameplay front, there are several advancements to ship and vehicle operation coming in Alpha 314 that aim to further improve the combat and flight experience, including Power Management V2, formerly referred to here as capacitors, designed to rebalance all the connected systems that make ships go. From thrusters to weapons to shields, adding another layer of critical decision-making to combat is just one more way to put the successful outcome of any battle more squarely in players' hands. There's also Missile Operator Mode and the rework to Missile Guidance and Control, which not only brings about a new way to interact with and control the variety of munitions available on ships and vehicles, but improves the way they handle themselves in the verse by bringing the same intelligent flight control system pilots use for spacecraft to their missiles and torpedoes. This has the effect of improving both performance and tracking ability while providing skilled pilots a way to use their talents in avoiding death and destruction. A revitalization of the way radar, scanning, and ping work throughout the Star Citizen universe is another essential addition to the upcoming Alpha 314, with detailed and consistent means of discovery, distraction, and potentially destruction. Now, this new unified system with its upcoming FPS counterpart will form the foundation of a new and improved level of investigation, cat and mouse chase, and more for the future, while changing the way players interact with content already in the game today. And of course, all of these new systems are displayed better than ever before with the new Canvas Slice HUD, a tech made possible by our continuing development of building blocks that aims to provide an improved layout that maximizes screen real estate while providing more opportunities for increased information and the groundwork for allowing manufacturer-specific visual designs like the Aegis one we've seen before and the Drake version currently being developed now. But when you're flying through the verse, there's been a ship waiting patiently for its time to shine. That last variant of our original 5 pledge ships finally makes its debut in the upcoming Alpha 314, the Constellation Taurus. Now, it may not look like much, kid, but it's got it where it counts, and that's the cargo hold. Just be careful where you take it, because Alpha 314 also brings with it the danger, the conflict, and the opportunities inherent in 2 dynamic events scheduled to occur during the next quarter. First, the return of the newly improved and remastered Xeno threat that will bring all players across all servers to bear in battling the tormented invaders from the Pyro system, as well as the smaller, more local threat of the Ninetales in a new PvP-focused event that will occur several times in different locations throughout the Stanton system. Of course, if you get caught up where you shouldn't be, there's also the new Surrender system that will allow criminals who can't get away to be arrested without losing either their life or their ship. If you're into that kind of thing. So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that with Horizon and Crusader, we truly do belong amongst the clouds. That the volumetric cloud tech itself might not be exactly where we want it to be just yet, but like with all things in Star Citizen, it'll continue to be iterated on and improved in subsequent releases. And that, boy howdy, can that Pedro make a piece of music. Jeez. Now we're going to take our regularly scheduled quarterly break here, but our other broadcasts will continue on Fridays. And for all the latest information about the continuing progress of Alpha 314, including when you can jump in and help test things in the PTU, all that stuff will be available on the robertspaceindustries.com website. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. We'll see you all in about a month.
All right, I'm going to put that on loop. And let's talk about it. More OSM stuff. Start with Kusanagi. What you thought on the last half of ISC? Maybe not there.
Maybe you can.
Not the best then.
Can you not hear me? Oh.
There you go. Now you can hear you.
I'll stick with 2 things. I guess the missile rework, because I mean, if a bunch of us were on last week and the ballista didn't really work, and it would be great to see that thing actually be able to shoot something down, and also the Taurus. Yeah, I'm looking to see what potentially could be the gold standard.
Okay, Fist.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
2 things that you liked about this so far?
2 things? Just only 2?
Well, whatever.
Why are you
Go
doing
ahead.
it? Wow, that's not good. No, I'm just playing. But no, to me, I definitely like the missile rework. Oh, I'm so glad, man. You know, I'm just tired of my missiles. You know, missing an 890 jump, especially my torps. You know, But that's one. What was it? I was on my mind. I apologize. It was right there. Man, I can't. CC. Man, my second one was gone.
That's okay. We can come back to it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Pops, what are your thoughts? Not just two things. You could name
Two
anything.
things. Okay. Well, the number one thing was missiles, but the clouds. I'm really looking forward to them. I think they'll be bringing us a little bit of gameplay on when you have to land, you have to fly through them. You know, just not like right now. Everything is so clear. You have to be aware of, more of your fellow people trying to come in and out, and that I think that'll make a little bit more interest in that area and landing and going through places everywhere. And they look good, and they'll be interesting. They'll be really interesting. And it goes back to what Albert Kusanagi was saying. The detail is just in this game. It's just fantastic.
Okay, cool. Before we get back to your first, I just want to point out my couple of things. Was the chorus, definitely, the music again, the new surrender system. That sounds interesting. 'Cause, I mean, I think it'll be cool to be able to get into a PvP type situation, and you don't want to die, and maybe check your way out of it by surrendering. I think that'd be cool. But the toys definitely take my number one spot. I have one. I've been thinking about. It's not LTI because I had it in the physical package. It's only 6 months, so I'm thinking about upgrading it to something else. But I may keep it depending on how good it is. Cause that's what reminded me. I need to look at the spec sheet to see if they updated it recently because it didn't have the updated cargo units on it. So I wanted to see if it's updated yet and see how much compared to other ships. But yeah, definitely the Taurus for me. Fish, have you thought about your other thing yet?
Yes, I do remember now. It may not be as big as the other things that you mentioned and other things that we all mentioned, but the ship HUD, that to me is a big quality of life improvement. The rework of that ship HUD and also the scanning and all of that stuff is very huge for me.
Oh yeah, and another thing I'm really, really, really happy now. I forgot all about it. The events.
Yeah.
These dynamic events that are coming. Nine Tails, Xenos. Oh man, I love the Xeno.
Money makers.
Yes. But
money. That's what you're about, right? Yeah, I'm looking at the ship page now, and that hasn't been updated in the past day or so. No, it says 2 years ago, last update, and there's still no cargo units available to it. So hopefully, when it gets closer to release, or when it gets 314 comes out, it'll be updated. But we'll see. Gonna rewind a little bit again. Yeah, but the HUD is interesting. Like I think they'll always be updating that as the game goes along, like every other year, or maybe every 3 years. Let me see what Twitch chat has to say. With visualization of items and usability plans, we could duct tape people. We just like to torpedoes and shoot them in face. Alright, Kuno, I see where your head is at. Yeah, this valid test maneuver. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, this cloud tech. Someone earlier mentioned something about fog. I'm guessing volumetric clouds involve fog. I'm not too sure about that, but I'm sure we'll see fog in game. We probably already have fog, because I mean, I've been in places already where we could only see like 2 feet in front of us sometimes. So I think that probably will be a thing. What do you guys think? Fog?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't think they'll leave any stone unturned as far as weather is concerned.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm repeating myself. I don't think I said this before, but people ask why Star Citizen is taking so long. This is why it's taking so long. And it's a good thing, because we're getting a quality product for like AAA price Well, if you buy it
Mhm.
now, you get it cheaper. It's like $45 as opposed, and you get both for $65. That's two AAA games for $65.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great deal, and you can tell right here, it's gonna look great. It'll bring a PC to its knees, but it'll look good doing it.
Yeah. And that's so true because when you think about what is $65, you get a you get Squadron 42, which that alone is basically covers the price of that. Not only that, you'll come out of with the ship that you bought and the ship that you get from what's the F8 Lightning. You'll
Yeah,
get
F8
two
Lightning.
ships. Is that right? You'll get two ships, and then you'll go into the MMO. So I mean, where do you get a bargain like that from for 65? That is a big bargain.
There's some news about the F8 Lightning though. They say you have to beat it on its hardest on its hardest difficulty. You know, to get
Yeah.
the F8 Lightning.
Challenge.
That's what the latest news is. I'm hoping they'll change their mind about that, but we'll see. Because I won't be able to beat the game the hardest. I know that right now. But I do want the F8.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Yeah.
Yeah, if at first you don't succeed, die again, because I'll be dying a lot on a hard difficulty in the same mode.
Do you need to complete the game on hard?
That's what the most recent.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, that's what the most recent news is. You need to complete it on its hardest difficulty to get the F8 Lightning for free.
That may make sense.
Yeah, it does, but it doesn't. Then again, it kind of sucks because I was always hoping to get to complete the game, get an F8 Lightning just by going through it. Because I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining too much about it here, but they said before you should complete the game, you get an F8 Lightning. The new part about the hardest difficulty thing, it came out later on. So I'm hoping they'll reverse that.
What are you worrying about? You know, as soon as you turn the game on, it's going to be like, oh, welcome to the game, Fastcart, and congratulations, you completed it, and welcome to your new F8 Lightning. Sigardy's got code in there as soon as you scans your eyes. It's going to be like, oh, he's good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you bring up a point that if you're a concierge person already, backer, that's what I'm looking for. A concierge backer already. Some people feel entitled to that stuff already. I don't personally. I was thinking even if I just paid $45 for the Squad 42, I would want to get F8 Lightning. In case I go into Star Citizen, but people who pay more than that, there's I think there's a Wing Commander tier. You're $10,000 you get F8 Lightning, and that's way out of my league. I said that's an expensive JPEG spaceship.
It would be really cool if instead of just saying, "Oh, hey, you spent $15,000 on the game" or something like that, you get an F8, or you get some bonus in Squadron 42. It should be like, hey, in 6 years you've played the game and tested it for, 16,000 hours of playtime, and we appreciate your, being here for us this whole time. That would be cool. To think that you started here just playing off of with the Cryastro station, and before, you're doing the TISA space missions and everything that's come in between, and you've seen the game all the way through. Because I have org mates and they just don't play because they just want it more stable. And I think all of us here who have been playing the game and dealing with the bugs and reporting the bugs, even just once or twice, I think they kind of. I know they have that. They probably have those numbers. It would be kind of cool just to say, "Hey, thanks," like a welcome screen, "Thank you for playing this many hours." Even just like a thank you would be great right before you stop playing it. If it knew that, you could do that.
Griffin, are you back?
Yes.
So, I think you've been paying attention to the conversation. What are your thoughts about the last half of Insectoid Citizen or the conversation we're having now?
Well, a lot of good stuff. The HUD is finally getting delivered. That kind of maximizes ships going to gold standard, because that was the one thing that was missing with the Gladius. Love to see the fact that the building blocks and the compass rose. If you guys saw the compass heading, rather, that was in the cockpit. That was awesome to see. So hopefully we'll be able to use that one both in space and on the surface of moons and planets. I was excited about the Taurus, believe it or not, mostly because the Taurus is a rework. It's the next generation of the Constellation series, so I guess we can expect to see the improvements and things that are done on that to be incorporated into the other ones. So it's state of the art in the sense of the Constellation line. Definitely want to see more about that big cargo area in there and see whether or not it swings a few people away from stuff like the Max and the hulls A or B or whatever, and see whether or not there are people who go for it.
It has to, because I mean it's gonna hold more than the Max, and it's cheaper than the Max. Oh no.
Yeah. Well, there are people who will trade off the maneuverability of the Max and its footprint, where other people may look at the Taurus as being much more sturdier in the sense of battle or fighting, but we'll have to see. Plus, it has the benefit of smuggling, which none of the other ships have, except for the MSR. So there might be people who are on the black market side who will be very interested in something like the Taurus. So I'm interested to see, where they go with that. Of course, the stuff they showed us in relation to the new missile guidance and all that stuff, that's all exciting stuff to look forward to. So get ready for new key bindings. That's the one thing I will probably say was a part of this, because there's a lot of new stuff being introduced. So get ready to mess with your voice attack again.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one of the things that turned me that keep me away from playing the game right now, because I don't want to burn myself out. And also, you have to relearn keybind. I'm getting old. My memory isn't what it used to be. Most, I want to thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you, and Lucas for life.
Yeah,
for life.
Most thank you for the 100 bits. Awesome.
So let's then go to the next point on that note. We're going to have Miss Cinema. Griffin, you want to talk about this?
Yeah, this is a unique machinima. I stumbled across this one actually by accident, and I usually when they're very short ones, I don't really, because I knew I need some length of time. But this one in particular is done by, hold on.
Wallander.
Thank you. I couldn't remember his name. Wallander. And what he did was he took two franchises that we're all familiar with, or three franchises, I'm sorry. He took Alien, Star Wars, and Star Trek and incorporated Star Citizen into them. So just want to kind of get you guys' reaction to this. It's three very short 1 minute pieces, 1.5 minute pieces, but love to see what you guys think.
And it is live in Discord. Here we go.
You don't understand. I was wrong. It was so wrong. I'm so sorry.
On approche du service du port,
had a laugh.
This one right here. Beautiful.
All right, that was pretty good. Thank you, Greg. Let's
Mhm.
start with Fist. What are your thoughts?
When I first saw that Star Trek piece, that was on man, it was so good. I remember first seeing that one. Uh, yeah, Yacht Club debuted it,
Okay.
and for me, yeah, and man, I was like, wow, they did a very good job, and I immediately subscribed. And I saw the other videos that they did with the aliens, but the Star Trek one was just spot on for me.
Kusanagi.
Yeah, I don't like I love Alien movie. I love the Aliens franchise. I don't want to see that in Star Citizen yet. 'Cause it's like, oh god, they're not wearing appropriate armor and they need some miniguns. But yeah, the Star Trek, I'm just an absolute diehard fan of Star Trek, and I think that the art of how they introduced that was just fantastic, and even at the end, just a hint of the original, theme music, it was just like perfect. Yeah, it was just a little piece of it.
Griffin, you picked these. Oh, I didn't go to Pops. My bad, Pops.
It's okay. I think well, two things. I like the way they used the 890 jump. That was cool. I think the Star Trek one has set the bar so high.
It
The
probably
other
he
ones,
made it last. Go ahead.
yeah, that one is just fantastic. You know, but yeah, I like them all. But, yeah.
Griffin. Oh no, I'm trying to remember what order I went in. But Griffin,
Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll talk then. That alien one.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That alien one was hard for me to watch. I'm a fifth on this one. I don't want to see Alien and Star Citizen. No, I'm gonna pull a Gigi and gonna say hell no. I won't be playing the game if Star Citizen turns out to be like that. My favorite one has to be the Star Trek one, but it's a close second with the Star Wars one. The Star Wars really put on my heartstrings.
Did you see the Easter egg that he put in the Star Wars one?
Which one?
Star Wars version. The Star Wars clip.
No,
Did
what
you see?
was the Easter
egg? He put a C-3PO head in there.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the only thing that I wanted to see from the alien was the alien popping out of somebody. The guy on the end, he's laying there. I wanted to see the alien pop out his chest.
Oh wow.
I guess he couldn't do that. But You know.
I suppose that's possible, but I would imagine that would be a lot more work than what he's willing to put
Yeah,
into
than what he
it.
was really doing. I wanted to see that so bad.
No, I would have wanted to see "Hello, my baby, hello, my darling." For
Okay.
Oh my gosh, baseballs. Oh
Oh,
god.
that way he would have tied in 3 franchises.
Oh lord. Pizza the Hut.
Yeah, FC, what I was going to say about this is the reason why I thought this was kind of cool, even though he's doing his spin, CIG has made it very well known that they have been influenced by all these movies into Star Citizen. So I think it's kind of, kind of a cool thing. Star Wars has affected the artists, Alien has, and then of course Star Trek. So the fact that he's kind of done a flip on it, I think was the thing that really kind of caught my eye. And of course, there's other franchises and other science fiction that's influenced the game. But I thought it was kind of neat, just a different type of thing to present.
Yeah, and the Star Wars one had some kind of a cyberpunk feel. Not the game. I mean, like the Ridley Scott movie. Can't think of the name.
A Blade Runner kind of thing.
Blade Runner. Thank you. That had a kind of Blade Runner feel in it as well. Did you guys
That's what you're
see
saying.
that?
Right. Yeah, I get it. Because like when the cinematic shot of what was it, Grimhex?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of kind of gives you that feel. I see what you're saying.
So yeah, she's tying in a lot of stuff, even though it's primarily those 3. But yeah, the Star Trek one is pretty well done. I'm noticing all the names and everything. Like maybe there's some Easter eggs about the names, or maybe they're like some people behind the scenes who worked on Star Citizen. I have to check that out. All right. So I think that's it for this week. Check us out for Sunday's show. Let me quit this scene. We're talk about the whole D and E industrial strength on Sunday, 6/27, 8 p.m. Eastern. Griffin, you want to give us some background on that, or is that just enough said?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are interested, it's our new series called Industrial Strength, and we're going to be basically talking about these big industrial ships. What is it going to take to operate them? What are the concerns and all the fun that some people will have with them, and what are some of the fears, I guess, that people will have with them too? Because a lot of folks want to always say that the whole ships are targets, that they're moving targets, and the question is going to be, are they really the targets that some people think that they are, or will they be? So yeah, that's basically it.
Don't have the information up, but I can look it up to see who's going to be on that one. It'll be Dark Knight, me, Griffin, and Colossal. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. My bad. Go Mad, Griffin, Colossal, and Love Machine.
Oh.
That'll be Sunday.
Oh, nice.
So check us out for that. Also, check out our merchandise. We have the link down below. Purchase something like a T-shirt or a mousepad or a mug to help support us. Also, we're on social media. We're on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. So subscribe to that and get more information about when we're live and other news about Star Citizen. Do we have a raid target?
Yeah, we're going to rate our buddy Phase 1.
Cool. So with that brings us to the close of another week. Remember, Inside Star Citizen is going to be taking a month off. So if we're back next week, we'll be covering the other news or having different topics. But check us out for that. But definitely check us out for Sunday. So I think that'll be a good show. And with that, peace, love, and soul.
Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out with us tonight too. Admiral Fist, Pops, appreciate you guys.
Oh, my bad.
Always,
everybody.
Always
a good time.
Always forget something. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for everyone who subscribed and gave us bits. And we're gone. We're still live though, so let me stop the recording. But I do want to say thank you for everybody. All right, take care.
Mm-hmm.